Hi, Sue.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm well. It's very nice to see you today.
And likewise.
Um, and I look forward to our conversation. We're going to be talking about the collaboration between Zero Hash and Crypto UK that we just joined as a member, and I'm delighted to be interviewed by Sue today. So I'll let you take it away with the question, Sue.
Fantastic. Thanks, Julia. I think it'd just be a really good start point if you wanted to introduce Zero Hash and the work that you're doing to the broader community.
Yes, absolutely. Would love to. So Zero Hash is a crypto as a service provider. We enable any platform to seamlessly build and launch embedded crypto products. And our mission is to connect every company to Web3 and crypto. That mission is based on Zero Hash's thesis that every traditional finance company will eventually become a crypto company, and more broadly, every consumer business will become a Web3 business. We already see this mega trend happening today. So, for example, PayPal now has over $1 billion dollars of crypto assets on their balance sheet. Cash App has generated 2.3 billion of crypto revenue alone in Q2 2023. And another stat is that 7 million people have visited Nike's metaverse NFT store since launching. So, as this trend accelerates and we see more and more companies launch crypto and Web3 products, Zero Hash wants to be there to really provide the technical infrastructure and regulatory licensing to power that movement and power that shift. We're built on developer-friendly APIs. We follow the highest regulatory standards, and our platform takes all of the regulatory and technical complexity out of actually launching a crypto and Web3 product. So where we play is Zero Hash powers the back end of these crypto experiences, whilst our clients really focus on creating that front end experience. Just to finish off, Zero Hash already supports a number of leading financial services and crypto companies, including the likes of Stripe, Interactive Brokers, MoonPay, and Curve. And we look forward to supporting even more of these platforms as we expand into the UK and as we continue our partnership with Crypto UK.
Fantastic. Thanks, Julia. Um, just for anybody who's listening who doesn't know about Crypto UK, just a bit of context in terms of who we are and the work that we're doing. Crypto UK is a not-for-profit trade association. We were established just over 5 years ago, and we are here to support our members in lobbying for a balanced, proportionate, and fit-for-purpose regulatory framework for the crypto and digital asset sector here in the UK. We represent over 160 members, and most of those are domiciled here in the UK or have an interest in what's happening in the UK as a regulatory landscape for them to look to expand their businesses and grow and develop future opportunities here. We do a lot of work with our members collaboratively to ensure that we are collaborating with the regulators and the policymakers here in the UK to help better educate and inform them on the key issues that the industry are facing and some of the complexities and nuances that the types of organisations that we represent are facing when it comes to future development of regulation, and helping to inform and guide the government and the government offices that are obviously supporting this work to ensure that they are fully cognizant of how the sector operates and the differences between crypto and digital assets and the traditional finance sector, as an example, and some of the other industries that are obviously moving in terms of their regulatory frameworks as well. It'd be really helpful just to get a concept from you, Julia, as to what it was about Crypto UK as an organisation that attracted Zero Hash to want to be a part of the community.
Yeah, happy to share, and thanks for sharing an overview on Crypto UK. We're really excited to be part of the organization. And one of the reasons that attracted us to joining the organization is that We see a lot of synergies in terms of the way that we work, and in particular, our respect for the regulatory landscape in the UK. So, to give some context, our founder and CEO at Zero Hash took the quite contrarian route when it came to building Zero Hash. So, unlike a lot of other crypto firms out there, from the very beginning, he prioritized securing the right regulatory licenses and building crypto infrastructure with the highest standards of compliance and without ever cutting any corners. And we believe that Crypto UK really shares this same DNA and this commitment to elevating the standards in the industry. We see you as a industry body and firm that's really committed to engaging constructively with regulators and policymakers to ensure fair and responsible regulation that protects customers, but importantly doesn't hinder innovation. And that's something that we're really striving towards. And we believe that by working together, we can be even more powerful in that mission. So, in particular, Crypto UK has nearly 200 members, and we felt that by uniting Zero Hash's voice with the members of Crypto UK would actually give us the best forum to work collaboratively to achieve the right regulatory outcomes for the UK crypto economy to flourish.
Fantastic. And obviously, it's a sentiment that's shared by a lot of our members, and we're absolutely delighted to have Zero Hash on board and joining the community as well. Um, Obviously, we've talked a lot about the work that you do, and the fact that obviously you really see yourself as a very trusted crypto infrastructure provider. What have you been doing really to build your reputation within that kind of scope of trust? What has Zero Hash done?
Yeah, so we've done a number of things. We have also been around for a while. So we've been around for since 2017 and have done a lot of work in terms of building our brand, building out our client base, and so on. But there's a number of specific things that we did to really establish and enhance that trust. The first one being that, as I alluded to a little bit earlier in the conversation, is that we've always chosen the hard road. We've chosen not to cut any corners. And that has often meant, delaying our time to market because we're going for the toughest regulator rather than a regulator that might get us a license faster, but is less reputable. So we focus on getting licensed in very reputable jurisdictions. For example, we have 2-bit licenses from New York, which has historically been one of the toughest licenses to get. We are licensed in 49 different states with the money transmitter licenses over there. We are licensed in Australia, New Zealand, and we're pursuing a license in the UK with FCA, which we've been discussing a lot with Crypto UK, and also with the Netherlands DNB. So we've always maintained very high standards when it comes to the regulators that we choose to work with and applications that we put forward.
Yeah,
Secondly,
you've not made it
um,
easy for yourself, have you, Julia?
yes, it has been, I have to say, it has been one of the most challenging parts of the job because there is so much regulation, and it just takes longer to scale these types of companies. But we're now seeing the upside of having, put so much effort into regulation, and it has allowed us to build out this reputation to still be here today, whilst a lot of companies in a similar space are not. Um, but so back to your question, some of the other things we've done in terms of building trust is that, unlike a lot of the providers that we're competing against, we don't compete with our clients. So a lot of the firms that we're going up against are, for example, crypto exchanges that are offering a B2B product as well. We are purely a B2B2C player. We don't offer a direct to consumer product, which means that we're always very aligned with our clients, and we've built a product that is B2B2C from day one. So that is one unique angle. On top of that, we're not afraid to say no when it comes to working with particular clients. So we only work with clients that are willing to maintain and accept our tough regulatory standards and compliance processes, and we'll do that even if it means sacrificing revenue. So those are a few of the things that have allowed us to become the industry's default trusted crypto infrastructure provider, and is why many people associate Zero Hash with stability, security, and reliability.
Fantastic. Obviously, the UK is an interesting market for a lot of organisations at the moment, and we've obviously seen a very busy year in 2023 in terms of what's happening on the regulatory front here. Obviously, for the last few years, we've pretty much been poised, ready for what this year has brought us, but we obviously have seen a huge amount of consultations come out from HMT and from the FCA in terms of really pushing forward with a clearer framework for crypto asset regulation here. And there's obviously been a lot of work that we've been doing as Crypto UK to engage with HMT and with FCA, but also bringing our members into those conversations as well, because we really feel that we can utilise the experience, knowledge and expertise that sits within our current membership to really help present a more consolidated voice for the industry and to ensure that we are addressing all of the major issues and concerns that are coming out from some of these regulatory consultations. Obviously, we have the large HMT consultation about the broader framework. We've seen the work that's just about to be imminently introduced around the travel rule. We know that financial promotions are going to be a big area of concern for a lot of our members as we move forward as well. Obviously, we work really closely with a lot of really good regulation and compliance experts. But what is it that Zero Hash has specifically done in terms of building your team of regulatory experts to help support that work? And what do you think you're going to bring to the broader Crypto UK community once you're on board and actually being more engaged with the activity as well?
So we've been super fortunate at Zero Hash to have built out a really exceptional regulatory team, particularly in the UK. I'm delighted to be working with two amazing women that have joined Zero Hash over the last year. The first one is Araba, who's our head of EMEA and APAC compliance. She is what we might call a crypto OG. She's been working in crypto for 7 or 8 years. She was actually the first compliance hire at the UK's first crypto exchange, CoinFloor. And since then, she's had experiences with the likes of Coinbase, Gemini, PaySafe. So she's worked with many of the leading fintechs and crypto firms in the UK and has now brought a lot of that know-how and real experience from the front line to Zero Hash. And we are so, so lucky to have her. On top of that, we have Laura, who's joined us as a non-executive director. So she spent nearly 8 years in the FCA and was actually responsible for setting up their fintech sandbox. So she really worked within the FCA to define the regulation for how fintechs should be regulated over here. And so she has insights from inside the machine and is a resource that we've partnered with super closely as we look to engage productively with the FCA. And both of those team members, aside from many other folks that we've brought on, have been really invaluable when we think about our UK expansion. And I think they'll be able to bring a lot to the crypto UK community.
Absolutely, and they're names that we're familiar with as well, obviously in in past lives and roles that we've worked in here too. Sounds like you've got an absolute powerhouse supporting you, so I'm sure everything is going to be incredibly successful for you as you move forward. Um, Obviously at Crypto UK we're working on a number of different things, and we've always got a lot of activities and work streams that we're juggling. I mean, more specifically at the moment, obviously, we've got a very big group of people and members who are looking very closely at a lot of the regulatory consultations that are coming out and responding to those on behalf of our members. We're obviously looking at things like financial promotions. Again, as we've mentioned, the travel rule, we have some really good, strong working groups and members who are really leading the conversation with those kind of discussions and consultation responses. We're also looking really closely at the areas of financial crime. We're looking at taxation. And we've got a really strong focus on ESG as well as we move forward into towards the end part of this year. Alongside that, we obviously do a lot of work in terms of advocating for the industry, and we are doing a lot of outreach to both Conservative and Labour Party members to really help to upskill them and educate them as we move forward. So there's a huge amount of things that members can get actively involved in and start to support some of that work as well. Where do you see Zero Hash going to bring the most value, and what do you really want to get actively engaged in? What are the things that are really interesting for you to work on?
Yeah, as you mentioned, there's a host of different areas that Crypto UK is involved in, and would love to get involved amongst many of them. More specifically, what we look forward to working together on is all things travel rule and the implementation around travel rule in the UK. And secondly, what you alluded to around the new advertising rules and financial promotions for crypto that will be put into place later this year. We're really looking forward to leveraging Crypto UK's influence and that of the broader community to engage with the regulator on these rules and to really understand how to implement them effectively. We also look forward to participating in the roundtables and the different discussions that you'll be hosting at Crypto UK, in particular, any around Zero Hash's specific model. I think we're pretty unique in that we have a B2B to C model, and we're keen to work with Crypto UK to help educate the UK's crypto ecosystem and the UK's regulators on why this model could be beneficial for fast yet highly compliant crypto adoption. So I'd say those are a few of the reasons we'd love to engage with Crypto UK and some of the projects we'd like to work on together.
Fabulous. And our work stream evolves continually, so I'm sure there'll be multiple things that we can add to that list by the time you're fully onboarded within the
Exactly.
next
Yeah.
12 months as well. So it's great. We love to have very active and engaged members. It makes our life a lot easier in terms of being able to obviously access the expertise and knowledge that you have within Zero Hash as well, which is great. Um, just a final point. It's really interesting. You talked about some of the organisations that you're working with, and obviously the activities that you've got going on at Zero Hash as well. But it'd just be really helpful in your words to understand why global innovators, such as the likes of Stripe and interactive brokers that you've mentioned earlier in the conversation, are looking to build crypto products on your infrastructure and not those of any others.
Let me take Stripe as an example. So Stripe partnered with Zero Hash to build a better crypto and Web3 payments experience. The reason they chose Zero Hash was because of the simplicity of actually launching a crypto product that Zero Hash offered. Had they decided to build a crypto solution in-house, it could have taken them a year or even longer just due to the regulatory barriers and the technical complexity of launching something like this. Um, but by working with Zero Hash, they were able to plug into just four of Zero Hash's API endpoints and go live very rapidly with a crypto solution. And because of that, Web3 developers and merchants can now embed and customize Stripe's on-ramp into their own experience. So if we think about Stripe, they already manage several layers when it comes to payment experience very well. So they do great fiat acceptance, KYC, identity verification, APIs, and fraud. That's really their bread and butter. And they just needed Zero Hash to provide that crypto infrastructure via API, providing crypto liquidity, custody, settlement, as well as that regulatory licensing layer, which is our bread and butter. So rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, they chose to keep doing what they're best at and integrate Zero Hash on the back end. One of the fundamental factors guiding that decision was also speed to market. They didn't want to wait 12 to 24 months to acquire all the regulatory licenses to be able to launch that crypto product. And with us, they were able to reduce their speed to market from months or years to a matter of weeks. So that's just one example, but like for very similar reasons, interactive brokers, MoonPay, and so on have chosen to work with zero hash.
Fantastic. Well, Julia, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. And on behalf of myself and the whole team here at Crypto UK, we are absolutely delighted to welcome Zero Hash on board as members. We're sure it's going to be a very long and fruitful relationship, and we're really looking forward to working with you on a number of different products and initiatives, and obviously supporting your work and obviously introducing you to the broader community and helping you to establish yourselves as part of the Crypto UK community as well. So thank you for your time, and
Thank you, Sue. I'm so looking forward to working together. We've only just joined as members, and it's already been a great collaboration. So I very much look forward to working together over the next few months and years, and really being able to have a positive impact on the UK crypto landscape, both from a regulatory and commercial perspective. So very excited to get to work together, and thanks so much for taking the time to chat today, Sue.
it's been a pleasure, Julia. Thank you.